Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Derail Valley. So, I've been working in the off time over the last week when I've not been recording. Uh, I've been trying to make money. I forget how much I had at the end of the last episode. This is how much I have now, and my lord, it's a lot of work making money. I did discover something though. So, I guess first off, why I'm trying to make money. Uh, What I want to do is get the diesel locomotive unlocked. As much fun as driving the steam train around is, I feel like we've done that a bunch. I've kind of explored all various manners of, doing that. And it's getting boring. I want to be able to show off something new and interesting. So, I'm trying to make money to do that. The downside is the diesel locomotive to unlock it costs 200,000 smackaroos. We've got about 61,000. So, a little over a fourth of the way there. But yeah, a lot of work. I discovered something. This is a helpful tip. I didn't know about it until Googling how on earth to make money quicker. In the settings, there is, I think, under game. Yeah. So, my career difficulty was at normal, which I probably set when I started the game because that's what I do. I try to play games at normal. I guess the default's normal, it says. That's generally where the developers have kind of set and planned everything. So in theory, it is closest to what the developer thinks the game should be at normal difficulty. And I don't know, it's just something I try. And if it's too hard, then I make it easier. So you can see I've made it easier. I, in my research, determined the career difficulty, it doesn't really change much. I thought it was good. Yeah, I didn't know what exactly it would do. All it apparently does, though, is change how much jobs are worth. So now, new jobs are much more lucrative paying, which means hopefully I can make money a little quicker without quite so much heartache. But, yeah, so that's that. So, in my franticness to make money and do things, I may have made some slight goofs. Might be hard to tell. Those are touching, those two locomotives. They are sort of wedged. I tried to back the shunter out and could not. I might be able to pull the steam engine forward and get it out. My caboose, if I hop up here, is completely off the track, derailed. I don't know how exactly that happened. Uh, oh, and it's done some weird thing where it's underneath these. So that's probably not healthy for it. Yeah, so I've created a big old messy jam of stuff here. So we're just gonna leave. We're gonna ignore that for now. Let's see about getting a job. So that's what we gotta do. Let me see if I can sort of yank the steam engine and caboose free and move those, because I would like to keep my caboose. But, yes, I've done a bit of pre-sorting. You could say here. These are the jobs I have that I can do. And I think what I may do, get on out of here, I may try and take these two. So, if we look, this one's going to steel mill, this one's going to the goods factory in town, which, if we look at our world map, you can see, so we're here. Well, that's an odd angle to look at a map from, but that's fine. We're here. We can kind of go up around this way, get to the steel mill. We can drop off the steel mill load there, carry on. The goods factory is right up here. You may, if I zoom in, that little yellow dot there, in my sort of work time, off work, in the time I was grinding to try and make money, I was in the goods factory in town and then took a load from there down to here. So all the points should be set to get me right back to goods factory in town. That's my mindset anyway. So, what we'll do we'll take this one first, and then this one. And my plan, I'm going to do this strategically so that the steel load is on the back of the train, so I can, once I get to the steel mill, I can just lop it off and leave. I don't want to have to do any awkward shunting when I'm there. Now, I tried to do this in the off time and failed at it, so we'll see if it works out, but yeah. And I will say, I do know it's better in terms of making money to shoot for the time bonuses, and doing 2 jobs at once like I tend to do, as we've seen, really kills the ability to do that. You really need to be able to hook up, get gone, and not have to, move around and connect multiple trains together. So, yeah, so I know that might be a better way to make some money, but I'm sticking with this way just because I feel it's probably a little bit more efficient, but not by much. This gives a bigger payout per use of the train, probably. And, I don't know, it's fun, and it makes videos that I can upload that are entertaining. That's really what I'm doing this for. So, let's get this bad boy burning. My hope, because this thing has so much more torque than the little diesel shunter, and because it's sort of on the straight track, ooh, that's not good, my hope is that I'll be able to pull myself away in this much better. I wish that siren weren't there. We'll see if that's audible. Yeah. So let's see if we can move. Full steam. Actually, let's build up some steam because we're going to need as much torque as we can get. Unfortunately, my hope is that I can pull myself free, and once I am free, I'll have to re-rail this. In fact, here, what we can do... I'll have to re-rail it anyway. So, if I'm right, you click it and then point to a new track. Oh, and the closer it is, the cheaper it is. Okay. Let's do some penny pinching, get ourselves in the right spot. That seems to be the best. Confirm. Okay. So now, I'll pull the steam train forward, back it up, just connect it to this, and then move on. I'd put it at the back of the train, but it's just so much more work. Okay. 9,000 PSI. Let me make sure... Here, we'll just kind of do that. That should make sure that that one's brakes are on. Hopefully that'll keep it in position, because if I drag it forward with me, it's just going to wedge further against me, and I'm going to be out of luck. Okay. Get a little more water. So, I don't know if it's modeled this way, though I assume it is somewhat, based on kind of my experience driving this thing. In real life, the pressure of the boiler dictates how much power you can get out of a steam locomotive. It basically gives the steam in the cylinders more torque because there's more energy pushing against it. Yeah, it's science. So, if I let this thing get right up to bursting point, I should have the most amount of torque to be able to pull myself forward. Theoretically. So we'll put a little more coal on. Pull that just for fun. We'll let it get to 18, then we'll give it a whirl. Another thing I could try would be to hop in here and actually put the thing in reverse so that it's trying to back away while I'm moving forward. But then I have to pay for the use of that second train, which I don't want to do. Okay. We're at full power. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, we're moving. That's moving with us, though. Uh-oh. Can I get a little bit more out of it? Oh, we're spinning. Dang. No, I think we're well and truly wedged. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, that is physics being funky. That is nothing else to it. Okay. Plan B. I guess. Crazy idea. Clear is a button. Does this cost money? 5,000. Do I think I can do this without doing that? That's pretty well wedged. And the issue, so because this is a physics-based game, this sort of scenario outside of in real life not working well, it can cause a lot of problematic issues for the game trying to calculate physics. So it means we're much more likely to, say shoot the steam locomotive halfway across the map at high speed through the air. So, yeah. I think it'll be cheaper. Let's close that. Get on board and fire this bad boy up. Okay. Break off. Set it that way. And reverse. Okay, we actually seem to be pushing against... Oh, we may have freed ourselves. So my issue yesterday, when I made this little mess, was when this thing got wedged up against the steam engine, it got sort of stuck against it, and when I tried to reverse, it just got stuck. It was like pulling the steam engine back. It wasn't really working. But I think we may have just made it work. Those aren't touching anymore. Can I move forward? Oh, easily. Okay, perfect. And I did... Yeah, I turned that off, so... It's a little bit of money, but it's cheaper than $5,000, so... Okay. We'll move ourselves forward, up past that switch, and then go grab our caboose. Okay. Oop, that brake. And that thing. So that and that should get us in line. Oop. Crank our wheel about. Toot our toot. Yeah. I guess I could have done this before taking the jobs, and that may have given us a better shot at, making it in time to get the time bonus. That would have probably been smart. I'm not very smart, so we're doing it this way. Oh, okay, we're there. Did I... Oh, I should put the brake on. Hold on. We aren't stopping. Oh, but now this isn't stopping. Oop. Okay. That's why it has a separate brake. So, now we back up again. Just a little. Oh, come on. Okay, we've hit. Now, clunk that there. Open those up. And take this off. Okay. So now we are good. Now, so my jobs. So that's the steel. I want to pick up that one second. On G30. This is the further one. E10O. I guess it was G30 for outbound. Again, someone in the comments mentioned that is what those mean. So, if I'm right, G is that one, and E is the main line. The sort of very far one that you come through over there. And I'm pretty sure I'm right because I did scout these out before starting. If you find things with unique sets of cars, like this that has 4 blue and 4 green, it makes it pretty easy to go over into the yard and be like, ah, these are 4 blue cars and 4 green cars, I know where these are. So, oh, that needs to change. Okay. And this should put us out onto the main line over there. Okay. Yeah, perfect. Coast and... Okay, we're good to stop. Probably good to stop a while ago. That's fine, because what we'll do is a little trick I've learned. Set it into reverse, give it just a bit of juice, then get off. And now, we've run and set all our points to get the train to the right spot. And by the time we're done, the train's here. Hopefully not before. Okay. So that's good. I'm pretty sure it was right over here. Yeah, those green ones. E10O. Perfect. Okay, so that needs to go there. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. That one I said already. Yeah. You can see, here comes the train. When you're the only person in an entire railroad, sometimes you've got to just let the engines do what the engines want to do. Okay. So we'll head on back here, connect up to these. Then we'll just pull them all forward, go back down to get to the G line, and link ourselves up with those cars. That way they're at the back of the train, and we can pretty easily put them wherever they need to go once we're at the steel mill. Okay. So, guess we're on the right track. We can actually do our little trick and hang out back here. And even though this brake doesn't work very well for it, I can access this brake, which I can use to slowly... Oop, I may have overdone it. Yep. Well, if I'm better about it, I can use it to bring us right to a dead stop. But it is a little bit tricky. You really only need to let it off for a second. Are we... not enough. Oops. Okay. Real gentle like. Just kind of creep it on back. Dang it. Maybe a little less gentle. Really get it in there. Okay, I think... Oh. I think that was a bump. Yep. Perfect. Okay. So now those are connected. Yeah, I did the knobs there. Okay. Come on. So, forward we go. And fire is low. To almost out. Okay. Yeah, and we're low on steam, so give it a little more water. I have had a bit more practice at this now, because I just kind of rapid fire did several missions in a row, or jobs in a row. I guess mission is a odd way to describe a delivery via rail. But, yeah, I've kind of gotten the gist down. So, like I said, steam equals the torque you have. So, if you just want to, move around, so long as you have steam pressure, you don't need water or fire. I found it's best to keep the fire on, so maybe a load of coal every so often if you're not using it to produce steam. But in general, this is the gauge that equals the ability to move. So you just try and keep that, at a good level between maximum and exploding to like about 6 is the lowest I think I'd want to go. And then, yeah, whenever you need more steam, add some more water and you'll produce it. That'll drop the coal a little bit, but it's not as bad. And there's a lot more coal than water, so it tends to work out. That's sort of the balance. Now, no, that is the line to the station, so I want to go past that second set there. We should have enough to make it. What I'll go ahead and do is mosey my way to the back. Be ready to brake when we're about at the right spot. Which I'm guessing will be about halfway from me. Like halfway between this turn and that one. So, yeah, like right here-ish. Though, maybe not. Dang, I was a little too gung-ho. I did seal that. Run back up to the front of the train. And just move her forward. Maybe up to that grass there. That is, at least stopping it from the back, it makes you know about how much further you need to go so you can estimate it easier. And it doesn't really matter, I just need to get the, get past that point so I can set it so that the train can start going back. But if I'm a little further, it doesn't matter, because I'll just use my reverse while I do other things trick. Okay. So, we set that to go. We run back over here using the power of magic. And then on down the line, we need to turn here. Scurry our way on over here. So it is G30, which is this one. Easy. Spin that around. Spin that around. And then this one we should have already spun. Yep. That's moving at a pretty good clip, actually. So we'll leave it be. Make our way back to the back. And hopefully have enough speed to ride it right on in there. See, this is something I've talked previously. With the diesel locomotive, I can unlock the remote control that will allow me to control the train from back here. So if I needed more power or if I need to brake, I can just do that without having to hit the emergency knob or run to the end of the train to start the engine moving again. Which sounds fun and fits my playstyle of not very wise places to ride on a train. T. I may need to give it just a little bit more of a shove here. So I don't know if we'll make it. I think all the curving may have done us in. Pop up there and there. Give it just a little bit more. And back we go. Maybe a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to see how this goes. I'm going to want to get a pretty good head of steam going coming out of here. Because immediately I have to do some climbing. Luckily, the route in general isn't too bad. Tempted to just leave the thing on. Whoops. Hey, Lord. Get moving, you. Honestly, at this speed, I can probably just go until I feel the bump. It should be decently obvious when I hit. Like there, I think. Yep. Okay. So. This is going to be a heavy load. Real heavy load. But think with determination and spirit we'll make it through. So let's shovel ourselves up. Get the... nope, wait. Get the train into the correct gear and then get ourselves moving. Okay. Should be good. We shouldn't have to worry about points too much on the way. Come on, you. Because as I said, I came from there previously, so they shouldn't have reset. The only thing we'll have to do is figure out where in the steel mill we have to leave the steel load. But if I'm right, so where is our map? So, if I'm right, can I zoom in? I sort of can, yeah. You can see the spur lines for all the little sidings kind of come off this way, so they lead out that way down the line, which is the way we're going anyway. So we should be able to pull through the steel mill, back up to the correct spot, and then we just keep heading on out to there. That's the plan, at least. Okay. So 20 should be good. I don't know what the speed limit on the sort of main line through here is. Might be closer to 40. We'll go ahead and let it kind of slowly build to build up some momentum. Because that's what's going to help us get up the hills. Okay. Could we up it just a little bit? I feel like I can go 40 here pretty safely. These are nice wide curves. Okay. I will say, it's a interesting thing I discovered. So, on the little shunter locomotive, there is a sort of... you are penalized for going backwards. There's a fan at the front, and if the fan isn't pointing into the wind, you overheat. This thing doesn't suffer from that, so a lot of what I was doing, just to save me time having to turn the train around, I would actually be driving backwards. So pushing the caboose was there, and it was the front of the train, quote unquote. I pushed it with my train in the middle, and then the long load of cargo behind it. And it actually worked surprisingly well. Okay, 50 up here. Let's open the taps. Get some speed up and have torque to climb this hill. Yeah, so putting the steam locomotive in the middle is actually... I almost thought it gave me more control. Because things like... I think the train brake, because I had I had cars in front of and behind me, it sort of stopped the train evenly. I don't know. It could have been just me perceiving things as I drove backwards, but seemed nice. Let's open that and get some more steam building. Because for this uphill, that's what you need, is you need pressure up. Otherwise, like I said, you have less torque and so are less able to actually pull a load. Yeah, we're still going down. I mean, I did some math, and we should be under the 1,000-ton limit for this train. I think my loads combined should be about... Actually, I can check, can't I now? Yeah, so... Call that 350. Call that maybe 150. So that's 500 tons. The locomotive, I assumed 1,000 tons is on top of what the weight of the locomotive is, so I'm not sure. But even then, I don't know how much it weighs, but probably not. It would surprise me if all the cars behind me weigh the same as this train. Weigh the same as this engine and the caboose. So, I think we can make it. So it is going to be probably water intensive. Okay. I just have to watch, because I believe, if I remember correctly, the lowest speed limit in this area is about 40. I think we're in a 40 zone right now. So, I just want to make sure I don't get up too fast. Because that would make it worse is if I derail trying to climb, because then I've derailed the train. Okay, now we're actually making steam pressure at the moment. Just. Let's keep shoveling the coal on. So if I can keep that temperature high, that'll help us outpace the steam we're using to move. Okay. Doing alright. Temperature is looking toasty. Let's get a little bit more. Close that down. A little more water. Okay, yep. 40 and still an uphill grade. And you can see all that whole way slightly uphill. But we seem to be trundling on. Keeping steam pressure up. Bright side is once we get to, I think it's basically to the steel mill, so it's kind of halfway. But once we get there, we should be, it should be flat, more or less, all the way up to the goods factory. So we shouldn't have to worry as much about, you know, fuel load. And, no, I don't shovel from there. And we'll get a payday from dropping off the first job, so we can take the time to refuel and reload the train when we're there. Look at that, we're up to 30 miles an hour, or kilometers an hour, I guess. I think this is kilometers an hour. Yes. So right there. So up we go, along this lovely valley. That's cool. I mean, that's terrifying, utterly. To be in a, you know, multi-ton metal tube inches away from a sheer cliff. And it is really cool and pretty to look at. Oh, that's a clipping through metal. Okay. Speed's good. Our pressure is quite good. I think we're on at less of an incline going through here, so we may be alright. That's a 70, so we should be good at this speed for a while. Just leave it as it is. Okay, where are we in the world? So after these, there is a tight turn, so I'll have to watch speed limit for that. But we should be approaching 60 and lowering. We aren't quite to 40 yet. We should be approaching a turn, which should be set the correct way, but it never hurts to double check. Okay, and that bank is our turn right there, I betcha. Okay, 40. It is steep though, and I can feel our train slowing. So we should be good through here. Yeah. I do like if you position yourself right, you can monitor your speed while leaning out the window. It just feels, I mean, if you're driving a train, you have to lean out the side. Kind of approaching 40. We should be alright. Something to observe as we go through here if we start to get faster. And I believe that's... yeah, the turnout. I can't see the switch, but I can see the rail, and the rail is correct, so... and it's 70 up through here and still an upward grade. Okay, we should be alright. So wagons follow us. Oh, our fire is out. That's not good. Whoops. Gotta keep organized. Okay. Fire. Pop some more water on. So you can sort of hear the engine slowing down as we lose pressure. And our speed is plummeting. So we've not moved the throttle, but we just lost power. But temperature's rising, we should be able to build up steam again. And it says this in front of us is flat. It doesn't look very flat, but sure, I'll believe them. Let's keep stoking this fire. Come on, steam pressure. Okay, it's ticking up. Is everything looking good? At least that far back. Can just see the first of the scrap metal wagons, cars, what have you. Okay. Things seem to be looking up for us now. Just peek around each side. Doesn't really matter, but I don't know. Nice to see what's about. Okay, we're back up to 40. What's the speed? I think we come into a bit of a fast stretch here. Yeah, we've kind of got these curves. Large sweeping curves and then a pretty straight section. So let's see. I think the last sign I saw said 70, so we should be alright up through all this. I'm kind of waiting for a new sign to come up. That's leaning a little far out there. Everything, yeah, still following nicely. And I'm not seeing a sign for us. Maybe up at the other end of this. Oh, maybe there is one. Put some more coal on. Before it very nearly died on us there. Okay, 80 and increasing, so we should be more than set. I shouldn't need the draft anymore. That's another thing. So leaving that on, it gets the heat hotter, but it burns coal quicker as well. So if you don't need it, it's better to turn it off because then you get more economical fuel usage. And really, I mean, sometimes if I really feel like it, I'll roll the thing back a bit to get faster. Because we could go up to 120 right here. But if I'm right, it drops off immediately back down to 90, and then it'll be back down and back down. I've personally found, if you're doing with 2 loads, it's kind of a moot point to chase the speed time bonus, that's the word. It's kind of moot to chase the time bonus anyway. And even when you just have 1 load, with 1 load, the time bonus is generally generous enough that you can just leave it at, I guess, full torque. Let the train do whatever the train does. And basically travel like I've been doing, where you just set the throttle to full and hang out. And generally, it means that you're more ready to stop when your speed limit comes down. And it's fast enough. Like, we're doing about 60 right now. This is about fast enough. I don't really need to be going 80. And if I'm riding right on the edge of 80, it means I have to do a lot more work to come down to 70 and then come down to 40 at the next stop. Because that tends to be how it goes. In fact, is it? No, that's a 6. So actually, we may want to roll the throttle back and then give us just a little dab of brake to get us under that 60 as we go around this turn. Okay. Yeah, so I don't have to do anything here or the next one. The one after that, I should pay attention to, but it should be fine. Low on coal? Yeah, we'll throw another lump in there. Again, it just makes life easier. I mean, we're full up on steam, so it's not a huge worry. But, in fact, we can, steam dump, yes. We can go ahead and blow some of that off. Just for the heck of it. There is, as I determined, so we have safety valves, which are, if I hop on up here, probably that. Maybe those up there. But, do I have to be worried about this? No, this is the second one. Oh, one just went off, one of the safety valves. I missed it. Point being, So we have what are things that are called safety valves. They are valves that when the pressure gets too high, they go off so the boiler doesn't explode. And that's a thing in real steam engines as well as here. So, you don't really have to worry about overpressure. It's just kind of annoying because you hear a constant like psst, especially when there's not someone talking constantly. I noticed it when doing just solo trying to make money runs. It gets a little bit on your nerves when you're just sitting in silence with the occasional hiss. Okay, 60 through here, we're still doing alright. We'll be coming right up to the steel mill. Where does it want these? A6I. If I look at my map for... Oh, that's the wrong way. Where am I in the world? Okay. That line is good. We're going to the steel mill. So. A6I is yes. There-ish. So I want to go past the steel mill, past that switch, and then kind of back her on up in there. That should be easy enough. Now. Left and left. Okay, that's good. When I came through here earlier, the tracks were not set correctly, and so they shot me off to one side towards those, tanks of oil, which wasn't really good for me at, 50 kilometers an hour barreling in. I didn't see the sign was wrong in time, and so I had to jump up, slam on the brakes and everything. Okay. Cars look alright. So that's good. Oh. Calm yourself there. Okay. I'm gonna put on a little steam just to carry us through. So we want to get the end of the train past that. It's hard to know where the end of the train really is. So we'll just kind of go for a while and then stop it, I think. Maybe cruise and then, once we feel like we're decently far along, hop onto the back and see what it's doing. Maybe if I take the train kind of right up, stop it right in front of the next stop there. We'll switch to the little starting shed many years ago. Which I guess that was before I was filming this. Because this is just the save that I played normally before I started filming it. Okay. Should be good here. Okay. Now I'll go on back. Oh yeah, there's some room. Well, go ahead and set this one. Just so I don't have to rush like crazy. I'll back up. Let these brakes off. Put some more coal in just for good measure. And... okay. So, that should, as the brakes come off, start it moving backwards. Now, A7L. No. But I think... Okay, so A6I. Yeah, so A7L, it should be the next cross. It should be this one. This one was not set. Yeah, no, that's correct. Sends us out in this. And we want that, which it's set to. Perfect. So, well, that's creeping along. Could have set it to a little bit more throttle, I think. Let's get this thing a-moving. If I shove it hard enough, I can disconnect the steel cars and let them roll back in on their own. Okay. See if we can get up to 20 kilometers an hour, and that should be a good enough speed to let it coast. Okay, that's close enough. Yeah, so it's looking good. May need a little bit more speed. Let's... Yeah, no, we're slowing too quick. Give it a little bit of horsepower. Okay. Let's see about where that's getting us. Maybe. We're at least going the right way. I don't know if we have enough speed to get all the train in there. Or all this train, I guess. We may. The downside, so in theory, if I were to cut just those cars separate, they'd have, pretty sure that works. If I cut them separate, they'd have less resistance because these cars aren't there. So they'd actually travel further. The downside, though, is I struggle personally with not flubbing the disconnect to be able to actually launch them. I always end up accidentally releasing their brakes and stopping them instead of the train. So I'll just do it the old-fashioned manual way. I may be able to see in there. Yeah, I can. Okay. So we'll just kind of let it cruise in there a bit. I think they may all be on the siding. I just don't know if they're far enough to count. Based on where it looks like the switch is. Yeah, that should be good enough. Stop that so they all sort of slinky out. Yeah, you could get another train past that. Okay. Perfect. Now, station is here. Oh, my train is like right behind the station. Perfect. Let's go ahead. Steel job completed. Time elapsed 55 minutes of the 28, but because I am on easy mode, I still get 20k for that. So, now we have this. And I think, I'm hitting a wall. I think next episode, we'll continue on here, drop off these cars, and maybe unload them at our final destination. So yeah, that's what we have to look forward to. Thank you so much for joining me this week. Hope you enjoyed, and feel free to check out any other any of my other content that you might enjoy. There are a lot of words thrown all together at once there. So yeah, till next week, bye bye.